All right, episode four of I don't even know what I'm calling it. We'll figure it out once we're there. I mean, I'm gonna have to upload them anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a name eventually, man. It's hard actually. It's like I tend to struggle with finding names for things that I'm doing. For example, like my friend and I were trying to start a company. We were looking for names, and we so many bad names. It's a few years ago in Dubai. Then I also struggle finding names, for example, a team name or a character name. But I do feel like that's a bit of a common problem. Not everyone knows how to name things. Imagine like your skill is being able to name things very quickly. Honestly, I'd be impressed. For example, there's a guy on Instagram on Reels. He can turn any word you give him upside down. Does that make sense? No. Basically, he can reverse it. I think his name is like Tom or something. He's French. So you tell him ambulance, he'll tell you ambulance, but in reverse. Like it starts from the opposite direction. And he told me that he didn't tell me, obviously. No, he doesn't know. He told the crowd in his stand-up show that he learned that skill with his mother because sometimes they would just be hanging out and they'd start just saying words and then learning the opposites of those words. Um, a bit of lore. This episode is being recorded, I think, 2 weeks since the last one. I've been procrastinating it a lot. The reason being, uh, uh, it's hard. I want to maintain a good schedule for this. I don't want to give up on it. I think it's important for me, but it's also, there's a lot of pressure in life and your priorities shift. And when I try to I don't want to put too much pressure on myself about the podcast because, as I've said before, I want this to be an outlet, not a pressure source. Not yet, at least. I'm ready for it to become a source of pressure for me and for my life, for my actions in due time. But right now is not that time. I've got enough going on at the moment. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't really know when I'm gonna start posting these. Whether I'm there at that time or not. But I am gonna be in. To be clear, today is 30th of May. So in July, I'm going to be in Lebanon. And that's going to be the first time I leave this country in a year-ish, less than a year, actually. But I feel it felt like I've been here for 10 years. It's very stressful. The environment is so stressful. Work is fine, but I don't enjoy it. I'm very worried that this is what my life would look like. And like the people here that work, all they do is work. It's like a 24-hour schedule, you know? That you get paid for the 9 to 5, but in reality, if you do anything less than 12 hours of work per day, uh, yeah, you're not doing enough. So yeah, if that's what my life looks like, I'm out. I'm out. Which honestly, that's like between me and whoever's listening. That's why I want this to be something that doesn't put a lot of stress on my life, number one. I want this to be an outlet. I want this to be a place where I'm comfortable in and relaxed and chill, you know? But at the same time, uh, I'm realizing now that this podcast and this direction that I'm headed in, a more creative path, is the path that I'd like to pursue in my life and build a career through, or at least enough to live, man. At this point, man. I was thinking the other day, like, do I really need to be very wealthy? I can be. I have the potential, I have the tools, but do I want that? What am I paying for it? You know what I mean? Everything has a price. And I think my time with myself is way more valuable than my time for others in exchange for money, doing things that I don't want to do. I think the potential of me being able to live my life at the very least semi-fulfilled, enjoying it, and also being able to live a decent life are not concepts that are mutually exclusive. I mean, I'm not there yet. 100% I'm not there yet, but I can see the vision, I can envision it, and I can see that the path to get there is doable. It's doable. It's a thing that I can do. It's a thing that I can achieve. So so I'd like to work towards that direction. And I think I have the skill set that enables me to do so. And I'm excited. Now here's the thing. I'm hoping by the time I'm going to Lebanon in July and seeing my all my friends, I'd like to record a couple of episodes with them, several maybe even, hopefully. And I'm pretty sure they'd be down to clown with that. So I'm hoping by July's time, I'd already have my 10th episode and started uploading them. Because if that were the case, yeah, I'd have some episodes with the homies. Otherwise, would be weird that I make an episode with them and then I just don't upload it until after the fact, which I probably will actually. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna have to maybe edit or I don't know. I don't really do editing, but that's the thing. Like I don't really know the process of uploading and how it works. But I'd like to have started by that point, hopefully. At the same time, I don't want to pressure myself to making too many episodes in too short of a what's it called time frame because of the stress factor, but also because I there isn't really a theme, a essential theme to what I do or what I say, and therefore I prefer to keep it go with the flow, kind of, in the sense of whatever I feel like talking about, I'll talk about until eventually I either decide to get a theme, I get forced into a theme, or ay caramba, I pick one, I get picked to be one, or I just continue with no theme and just gain more and more traction in my own method. I don't even have a preference for those, honestly. Like, I don't mind it being any of the above mentioned, you know? Maybe it could be all three, you know? Could be nice. One of the CEOs of the companies that we work with, I told him about the podcast that I'm doing, which you're listening to right now, if you are. And he told me like, "Hey man, I could hop on one of your episodes." I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So that's one direction that might be, that could be one of the themes, like a business podcast. But like, do I really want to make a business podcast? Like my first instinct is no, but then the follow-up is like, why not though? Like who would be the listeners though? I'd be limiting myself to a very specific type of demographic, and I don't want that, honestly. But at the same time, um, my show would have differentiators from other shows. So yeah, maybe we'll see. I mean, I could have him on as just a guest, not necessarily someone who's a business guest, you know? He's a pretty cool guy, actually, in general. Like, that day I realized that, you meet people in a business setting. You only see the business side of their life. But that day, they had the person, he had a delayed flight. So, not a delayed flight, just a late one. So we just ended up having lunch for a couple of hours, and he was telling us some stuff that are very interesting, honestly. Like some very cool, like personal life stuff and experiences. I thought it was very cool. Like I'm down to have him on the podcast and like maybe basically just interview him, right? And of course, like when you have someone on a podcast, they're gonna talk about what they do as their work, and they're gonna plug their company, which is fine, I think. I think that makes sense. Yeah, it's reasonable. But do I want to keep going in that direction? Continue. in the business world. I don't know. Honestly, honestly, like part of me is like, yeah, sure. Another one's like, no, it's too limiting. But I don't know. Like, I might enjoy it actually. That might be the way that I enjoy business because I always thought that the business world would be appealing for me and for my personality, and it is. However, I don't want to be too deep into it. I don't want to be knee deep in the business world. I'd like to have a foot in, let's say. I definitely would like to have one foot in business for sure. Do I want this to be the main way I live? Definitely not. I'm sure of that now. I don't want business to be the way. Business is a very relative term, of course. It's a very broad term. It's an umbrella term, right? Encompasses a lot of things. But basically, my perception of business, which is, how do I even describe it? You buy stuff, you sell stuff, right? That's everything in life, I think. Everyone makes a living by buying and selling stuff or services. It's very hard not knowing what you're selling specifically because there's a term for it, something paralysis, analysis paralysis. I don't know. Too many choices. Google. Yes, I'm using Google. Choice overload. Sure, we can use that. Choice overload. There's too many things to sell, and therefore you don't know what to sell when, unless you're an expert on every single one of those. And I am not an expert on every single one of those. I mean, I'm still getting my deals, the deals that I have, but I mean, part of it is luck. Another part of it is just um, a sort of synergy that I have with my clients. They understand me, I understand them. It's basically PR, right? But then when it's not PR, how can I make new leads? How can I get new opportunities, you know? So that's the situation. Do I actually hate my job? I mean, I don't love it. I remember when I did, though. When I did enjoy it, there was a lot of things to look forward to in life for me back then. And back then, that's like a year ago, to be clear. So a year ago, I was pretty excited. I was like, all right, business, I gotta learn some stuff. I gotta improve some stuff. Got a lot of improving to do for many years to come. And honestly, I'm glad that I am improving myself as a person, not necessarily just in the business sense. So I am improving my business skills. They have improved a lot, I'd say. But I just realized, like Dunning-Kruger, what's a lot? A lot is relative to what I knew, but I'm still pretty sure that there's a lot for me to learn. But at the same time, I feel pretty confident now when I walk into a deal or into a room where there's a deal potential. But yeah, I'm pretty anxious though about my knowledge of the things that I do know, which is like my products, my services, what I provide, what I can provide. So yeah. Um, well, this just turned into a business podcast, whether I liked it or not. Okay. Anyways, what's it called? Elder Scrolls Oblivion is on sale. It was released like 2 months ago, and it's already on sale. That's kind of uncommon, but also kind of makes sense. Oh, I got a Greg's notification. Oh, I miss Greg's. I'll get there eventually. Greg's notification on my email, which is weird actually. I didn't know they emailed. Anyways, yeah, it's uncommon, I think, to find a new game that's already on sale like this. Then again, it's not a new game, right? If someone's trying to scam me, he sent 3 emails in a row. It's so cringe. Like, he keeps calling me Joseph. That's the name that I had on Facebook because I wanted to be anonymous because it's Facebook, right? But I needed to download Facebook to get bonuses for a mobile game I was playing. So yeah, bonus crystals or gems or whatever. So I made one. I called it Joseph. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, That's how I know exactly where that scam came from. Hmm. So yeah. July might be a huge turning point in my life. Why do I have a WhatsApp notification? Oh, okay, it's something else. Gotcha. Right, yeah. Yeah, July might be huge for me, moving forward, personal life wise. So I'm gonna keep that personal. Right. Now to the meat of the conversation. It's July, sorry, it's not July. It's May 30th. We've been playing a lot of 5v5 lobbies in Dota. Now, as I've said before, I play Dota and I still do. Um, we've been playing a lot of 5v5 lobbies. We're getting the range of very mediocre players to excellent players. Like we're talking like super high ranked top players are joining these lobbies, and it's so much fun, man. It's so fun. When I went into Dota 12 years ago and I played my first, so it's a mode called Captain's Mode where we get to choose heroes and ban heroes or characters, if you will. Man, that shit is so entertaining because it's so much strategy. You have to pick, for example, you okay, so there's you can ban, so not allow either team to choose or pick, and you get to use the heroes. And it's obviously like five heroes per team, right? But the bans are like so if there's a total of 24 and 10 are picked, so seven or eight bans each on each team. So every single game, 16 heroes are unpickable and 10 are picked. Dude, it's so fun. Like, there's too much strategy. You have to, first of all, recognize who is against you. For example, one of my best friends in Dota, his name is Strelniaks, right? He is probably, I don't know. I don't know if it's a stretch, but he's probably the best Pudge player in the world. There's a character called Pudge. Actually, you might recognize it even if you don't know Dota. It's a very popular character in the I don't like this word, but gaming world. Uh, Pudge is a cornerstone of character design because he is the ugliest motherfucker on the planet, but he's also the most picked hero. He's kind of like he's either the child of the golden child of just because something is ugly doesn't mean it's not fun or not good, or the poster child for Dota 2 as a concept, because most people who play it because no one plays Dota because it's an easy and fun game. Everyone plays it because it's a complex and fun game. And Pudge encompasses that because he has one very high skill ability. If you can land it, you can win a game. If you don't, you're losing the game more often than not. High skill, high reward, but it's also a tank. So it's like long range, you can do something, but also close range, you're still able to do something unless you're hard countered. Point being, he plays this hero who is the most popular and therefore always bad, right? There's like two or three patches in history where Pudge was actually good. But he plays it even when it's a bad patch for Pudge, he plays it well. And every single one of us has one of these heroes, right? For example, for me, it's Phantom Lancer. It doesn't matter. Like Phantom Lancer at the current moment is very garbage. He's a shit hero with 40 something% win rate. Unplayable, right? But it doesn't matter. A good Phantom Lancer game, I'll still pick it and win. Other people wouldn't. Like I'm not, you know, this is a fact. I would win with PL games other than PL, Phantom Lancer games that others wouldn't. He would win with Pudge games that others wouldn't. And therefore, you have to like, depending on who is on the enemy team, which are not preset, by the way, we also pick the teams every single time. So there's definitely a lot of variations every single time. Like sometimes you have 12 players in the lobbies. So the first game would be a set of 10, and then two people would cycle out, and then two new people would join, always fresh. Even though it's the same players, it's always fresh. People are trying heroes they've never played before. People are are banning heroes that we've never banned before. There's like, we have our own meta developing. Like, there's a hero called Nyx Assassin. It's picked like 2% of the games, but in this game mode, in these lobbies, he's picked or banned probably 90% of the time because there's one specific player who plays Nyx Assassin. That's how it works, and we don't want to deal with it. So it's like it's so interesting. It's so cool. So yeah, when I went into Dota, that's exactly how I imagined I'd be playing, and it only took us what year is this? It started in 2012. We're 2025, 13 years. And we're now finally actually playing the Dota that I wanted to play. That makes me pretty happy. But it's also making me a better player in general, making me realize, I think it's like boosting the speed at which I'm developing. It's making me realize things that uh I need to improve about myself. Like, and it's also like both teams can like after the game is over, we go into the same Discord chat and we're like, so you did this, this, and that. You did this, this, and that. That was cool. That was awesome. Oh, and this was my lane, and therefore this was your lane, and you have to like change these in the early game and change these in the middle, in the mid game, you know? It's very interesting. It's a learning experience, and I'm enjoying it. And well, it's not like I'm gonna make a career out of Dota. It's too late for that, but I think that is a hobby that I'm probably keeping at least for a little while left. I don't think I'm gonna stop playing Dota within the next couple of months. I think as long as I live here, I'm probably gonna play it. It's possible that once I move out of this place in a few months, hopefully, I might also continue playing it. I'm not sure, 100%. Yeah. So this was supposed to be a 20-minute episode because we're gonna go out and have lunch, but we're already over 20 minutes. And my father hasn't arrived home yet. 22 minutes, actually, nice. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna keep going until the bell rings. The bell being my notifications that my father's arrived and therefore go downstairs. So another thing I wanted to talk about is that now that I finally gotten a salary, I can actually start going to the gym again, especially given that I'm going back to Lebanon for July and there's very significant developments that's happening at the moment that might lead to me being more eager to fix up my schedules in life by the time July arrives. That's a very convoluted way of saying that I need to look good in July, which, soccer, right? Anyways, yeah, I want to go back to the gym. I think I'm gonna start. Okay, so right now my focus is on these lobbies because I'm enjoying it too much and I like it, but I'm sure the feeling will dissipate eventually. People will start coming and going. So once that starts happening, once the fading begins, I'll start investing more time on my physical health, not just my mental health and my enjoyment of life, which, I'm enjoying this segment of my stay in Saudi Arabia. Actually, it's actually pretty fun. Uh, I like it. Yeah. Yawn. All right. I wonder if yawns affect algorithms. For example, imagine you're listening to this and I'm yawning now. Would I make you yawn? Would I make you not enjoy listening to the podcast? Would it be less fun? Would it be more fun? Would it be more interesting? Would analyzing the yawn post yawn actually affect how the yawn impacts a person's subconscious response to the yawn? What the fuck am I talking about, man? I'm psychoanalyzing yawn in a podcast that was supposed to be funny. What am I doing? I honestly thought this would be way funnier than it turned out to be. I mean, if I do bring in my friends, it's gonna start being fun and funny for sure. But solo molo is an interesting approach. It is interesting for me actually. Like I don't really like. There's no sense of direction here. I don't know where it's headed, and I'm completely fine with it. That's the surprising part for me. The fact that I'm completely fine with like, yeah, fuck it, like, uh, where we go with this, and it's kind of nice. It's a bit liberating. That's why I don't want to add pressure, right? It's like a feedback loop. If I add pressure, then I wouldn't be enjoying. Then I'd like to fix it in different ways, and I'm pretty sure adding people to the podcast will fix it. Fix is a weird word here. Fix it, I mean improve it or change it in a way that might make it more appealing. But At the moment, that's not what I want. At the moment, what I want is slow and steady. But yeah, eventually, I think I'm gonna start putting more effort, a lot more effort. I think these first few episodes are gonna be the reference. They're gonna be reference a lot in the later portions, I think, because this is the base. This is the base of what is being built, and a lot of it is being built in my head at the moment. Quick interjection. There's a lot of dust. I keep removing the dust, but it just keeps coming back, and I don't actually have Kleenex here upstairs other than the stuff that I get with my delivery, which is not a lot. I don't eat a lot of delivery food at the moment, so yeah, I need to bring a towel and dip it in some water and clean it up a bit. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is gonna be reference. It's gonna be the base. This is gonna be the beginning, and I think I want to end the episode now. This one's gonna be shorter than the last one, which previously I said I might want to increase every time, but I'm not increasing this one. I'm okay with where I'm at now. So yeah, maybe the next one will be larger, smaller. Aha, tune in to find out. Let's fucking go.